Welcome everyone to the 2024 You Oughta Know Year in Review Tournament. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you, a lot of you, for being paid subscribers or founding member subscribers. I'm really excited to see how much we remember from the year and to see who's going to win the engraved championship chopsticks this year. At the top, I do want to give a small dedication to a beloved member of our community, Dee Fair, who unfortunately and tragically passed away this year. She was always a participant at these year-end tournaments that I put on. I'm sure if she were still with us, she would have been participating today. So I kind of want to dedicate this tournament to her because she was amazing, and her presence and her light are sorely missed, and I hope her family's doing well. That being said, today's tournament is going to run 3 rounds of Kahoot. You guys all saw in the instructions, round 1 is going to be global affairs, round 2 is going to be business, science, sports, tech, and then round 3 is a pop culture round. We will play a practice game, don't worry, so everyone gets a chance to kind of get familiar with the system and how it's going to run, how it looks. And then at the end of the 3 rounds, I will tabulate the Coups and we will reveal who the top 6 are, and those top 6 are going to play a final round. But let's go ahead and get started with our first Kahoot. But let's go ahead and start. So this is not for points, this is just for fun, the practice game. Going into the first one, you're going to be typing an answer. It will always tell you ahead of time. What is the name of the baby pygmy hippopotamus at Kahoot's open zoo in Thailand who went viral this summer? Pictured here. And you can see there's a countdown clock in the corner over here as well. It is Mudang! Let me review answers. Don't worry, if you put Mudang like this, you are also getting it. Very nicely done. Mudang is correct. And Will was the fastest one to get that in. Very nicely done. Okay, so the next type of question we're going to do is pinning an answer on a map. I play tested this one before. You do have to wait for your pin to set before you hit submit. So if you move your pin and you hit submit before the pin sets, it's gonna submit wherever it was when you hit submit. So you have to let it set first and then hit submit. So you'll see what I mean in a second. But here's the question. Mike Walls, the Democratic vice presidential nominee, is governor of which U.S. state? So you're pinning it on the map. Ooh, very good. All right, so we had a lot of people get very close, but not quite. The correct answer is Minnesota, which is where 16 of you dropped it in the correct pin. If you put it here or here and you didn't mean to, again, that is, you kind of need to wait for your pin to set and let it be on Minnesota. If you were moving it to Minnesota and you hit submit before it went there, it might have trapped you in the surrounding states instead. All right, and with that, Rowan moves into first place. Next, it's a multiple choice quiz. In October, Israel expanded the war into what neighboring country after ongoing conflict with Hezbollah? Was it Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, or Egypt? And the correct answer is Lebanon. All right, number 4, you're typing in an answer here. In a viral moment, Haley Welch instructs people to do what 2-word phrase and spit on that thing? And this was the original street interview in which we heard this 2-word phrase that really penetrated pop culture before she went off and ran a crypto scam. All right, I'm going to review answers. I will accept anything that got close. So everyone's getting points on this one. And as you can see, I'm going to be quite lenient on spelling for the most part because I know you guys are going fast, but obviously if some misspelling changes the meaning of the answer, then won't quite. Wow, Ben, very nicely done. Very fast on the buzzer. Ben shoots up into first place after question number 4. Question number 5 is a slider question. There is no range. You have to get it exactly correct to get points here. So you're sliding a slider. In 2024, the Boston Celtics won the NBA championship over the Dallas Mavericks. How many total championships does Boston have now? So sliding the slider. So the correct answer, a lot of people guess 9. A lot of people guess down around here. The correct answer is actually 18. They are the winningest team in the NBA now, and they have 18 championships. So let's see how many people. 10 people got that exactly correct. That was a big divider. Well done to those 10 people with sports knowledge. And with that, Derek shoots up into first place. Very nicely done. Adam breaks into the top 5, and Maria has the highest answer streak of 5. Number 6, we have a multiple choice quiz. France is now on its 4th prime minister of the calendar year. Which of the following men was not a prime minister of France in 2024? Was it Gabriel Attal, Francois Bayrou, Jean Castex, or Michel Barnier? Excuse my French, my very terrible pronunciation. The correct answer was Jean Castex, who I believe was a prime minister 2 years ago. Gabriel Attal, he was this hottie shown here, 34 years old, openly gay prime minister, did not last very long. Then we had Michel, who was ousted in a vote of no confidence late in the year. And now we're on Francois. Who knows what's happening with the French these days? With that, a big shake up in the scoreboard. So Ezgi gets into second place. Adam is now in 4th. Will in 3rd. Adam Suzanimal is in 4th, and Adam Fine is in 5th. Nicely done. Next, it's a puzzle. Arrange the Hollywood sequels from highest domestic box office gross to lowest. So highest would come first, and lowest would come last. So your choices are Dune Part 2, Moana 2, and Inside Out 2. The first one should be the highest grossing one, and then the last one should be the lowest grossing one. Very tough. So Inside Out 2 is the highest grossing movie of the year right now. Moana 2, even though it was, many people said it was not very good, made a ton of money at the box office. And then Dune Part 2 made a lot of money, but not nearly as much as these first two. Some of you may recall that Moana 1 was my incorrect Final Jeopardy answer. And recently I was watching an Academy screener of Moana 2 when a girl dumped me. So the Moana franchise is cursed for me, you guys. I can never finish Moana 2 now. With that, another big change up in the standings. Will up in 2nd. Derek maintains his lead. Rowan back in the top 5. And Maria enters the top 5 as well. Our next one is another quiz. In August, Elon Musk engaged in a feud with a judge from what South American country after the judge ordered a ban on X? Was it Argentina, Colombia, Ecuador, or Brazil? It was indeed Brazil. He had famously fight with Brazil. Ultimately, though, he ends up losing, and Brazil was able to stick regulations on him. With that, Maria and Ben are now both in the top 5, going into our second to last one. This one's a harder one to pin. I just want to see how it's going to play. Don't worry, all the map questions I have are going to hopefully be easier to pin. But this one, you might have to zoom in a little bit to pin this particular question. So it's a pinning one. This year's Emmy winner for Best Drama Series is an FX show set primarily in what country? So yeah, you might have to zoom in on this map to get your pin where it needed to go. So that Emmy winner, oh wow, we had all over the world. That Emmy winner was Shogun, and it was set primarily in Japan. So everyone who put over here got it correct. I'm sorry if you were this pin all the way over here in the middle of the ocean. I assume that was probably a mistake. But yeah, you have to set your pin before you hit submit. And with that, Maria moves into second place. Going into the last question, you're typing in an answer. Finally, to enter practice game, Jules LeBron went viral for the catchphrase, very X, very mindful. What is X? The dictionary.com word of the year. Some of you got very close. The other ones were other dictionary, were other various words of the year from like Merriam-Webster or Oxford. Dictionary.com, though, it was demure. You have to be very demure, very mindful. So at our practice game podium, in third place, we ended up with Rowan getting the third place standing. In second place was Maria, very nicely done. And your winner maintained a very strong streak. Starting in the second half of it was Derek. Again, this was not for points. This was just for fun. And our runners-up, we have Ben in fourth and Ezgi in fifth. So that is how Kahoot worked. I believe that's everyone. Best of luck, everyone. This now begins our official competition. And here we go. Let's go ahead and get started with round one. Hopefully, we're starting you off accessibly here with question number one. You'll be typing an answer. In February, what Russian dissident died in Polar Wolf, an Arctic penal colony? In October, his memoir Patriot was posthumously published. This man right here. Again, last names are fine. Just last names are fine when it's a person. And the correct answer is Alexei Navalny. Alexei Navalny is who we were looking for. Very nicely done. After the first question, Rowan is in the lead. On to the second one. It's a quiz, multiple choice. In July, the re-election of Nicolas Maduro led to mass protests in what South American country? Was it Colombia, Ecuador, Venezuela, or Guyana? Venezuela is the correct answer, Nicolas Maduro being the longtime autocrat of Venezuela. All right, going on to question number three. We are pinning an answer here. So pinning an answer on a map, a bad year for incumbents. For the first time in 30 years, the ANC, African National Congress, lost its majority in what country? It was indeed South Africa. So the ANC has been the dominant party for 30 years in South Africa, but lost its majority this year for the first time. Nicely done to 18 of you. Ooh, and with that, we have a top five that has changed a little bit. So Rowan, Charlie, Ezgi, Derek, and Shreyas with a top five score. Going into question four. In November, it was reported that what hermit kingdom deployed troops to help Russia in its war on Ukraine? Was it North Korea, Belarus, Turkmenistan, or Eritrea? North Korea is the correct answer, and if you looked closely enough at the media, you can see the North Korean flag. You can see Kim Jong-un sort of in the middle over there, getting excited to help their brothers, their comrades in arms. Derek was very fast on the buzzer on that. Derek now bumps himself up into second place. Number five. In January, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, the UAE, Iran, and Ethiopia joined what international organization, rendering its name inaccurate? Was it the G20, BRICS, OPEC, or the WTO? The correct answer was BRICS. G20 is not a bad guess. That was definitely the negabate there, but as you can see, this is Brazil, India, China, Russia, and South Africa. And now it's like BRICS, CUI. There's a lot of people in BRICS at this point. With that, Ezgi moves up into second place, and we have Malta joining our top 5 leaderboard. Welcome, in 5th place at the moment. All right, question number 6, also a multiple choice question quiz. Also in November, the governing coalition of Germany named after what object collapsed? Is it a bridge, a fire hydrant, a tree, or a traffic light? And starting from here until the end, you will have 20 seconds on multiple choice answers. It was a traffic light coalition, is what they were known as. Look at these stern German men. The traffic light coalition collapsed. Olaf Scholz is likely out of a job next year, and parliamentary elections will be called. Malta, our German national, not sure, is now up in 4th place. Very nicely done. Question number 7, another multiple choice question. In November, 8 out of the 11 members of what institution in Mexico resigned rather than participate in elections next year? Was it the Chamber of Deputies, the Presidential Cabinet, the Supreme Court, or the Council of Federal Judiciary? It was the Supreme Court. So AMLO, the outgoing president, on his way out, decided that the judges needed to be popularly elected, and the Supreme Court justices resigned rather than participate, because a lot of people view that as a very corrupt decision. Ooh, with that, we have a new top 5. Malta goes up into 3rd place. Juliet and Colette, welcome to the top 5 leaderboard. Nicely done. All right. Question number 9, you're going to be typing an answer. Oh, no. Question number 8, we are doing another multiple choice quiz. The multinational security support mission has been ineffective as gang violence continues to roil what country? Is it Haiti, Sudan, Syria, or Mali? Mostly Kenyan troops have been... Yes, the correct answer is Haiti. You can kind of see the flag there. And they've been dealing with a lot of gang violence in Port-au-Prince this year. Colette bumps up into 4th place. Very quick on the buzzer. Nicely done. All right. Now we are typing in an answer, getting a little tougher. Question number 9. South Korea impeached what president who attempted an autogolpe, a self-coup, when he imposed martial law in December? You can actually see, if you can read Hangul, his name is spelled right there. Ooh, reviewing answers. A lot of different... June was so close. I cannot accept that. His name was Yoon Suk-yeol. I will accept all these different spellings. Not Park Sun-yeol, not Moon-yeok, not Park. Soo-yeol, not quite. Yul, not quite. Suk-yeol, I will accept this because you clearly had knowledge there. No. So his name was Yoon Suk-yeol. And all those people who put something along those lines are getting points, which is quite a lot of you. All right, that's a good separator. Ooh, and with that, we have Colette in 3rd, Julia in 4th, and Adam joins our top 5 leaderboard. Welcome, Adam Fine. All right, here we go. Another pinned answer. This one, you're probably going to have to zoom in on the map in order to pin it correctly, because I'm giving you a world map. Number 10, this year, what country saw 11 million people displaced to ongoing fighting between the RSF and SAF? You have 30 seconds, so you can kind of take your time on this. This was tougher. So yeah, some of you thought it could have been Syria. Maybe you were thinking Myanmar, RSF and SAF. This is the conflict in Sudan. So the Rapid Support Forces, which are the paramilitary group, and the Sudanese armed forces. are the source of the largest displacement crisis in the world at the moment. Ooh, shake up at Standings. Malta comes back into third with that. Charlie Fritz joins the leaderboard in top 5. Welcome, Chuck. All right, next question 11, your quiz. Mark Rutte, the former prime minister of what European nation, is the new secretary general of NATO? Was he formerly the PM of Belgium, Denmark, Norway, or the Netherlands? I know all those countries seem so similar in vibe. Belgium, not a bad guess based on this guy's look. The correct answer, though, he was formerly the Dutch PM. He is now the SecGen of NATO, and our scoreboard stays static. Rowan, I don't think you've missed anything yet. Very nicely done over there. All right, question 12. We'll see if this trips anyone else. This is a slider question. There is no range. You have to get it exactly correct. We're sliding things. In May, Donald Trump became the first former president convicted. He was found guilty of how many felony counts? They made a big deal out of this. They reported it constantly in the news media. He was convicted of 34 felony counts. Hey, and we had over half our field get that correct. Nicely done. Oh, and with that, Charlie Fritz goes up into third. John and Juliet are 2 Brits. Welcome to the top 5 leaderboard. Good to see you guys. Number 13, you're typing an answer. In December, insurgents drove out what autocrat from Syria, bringing an end to his 24-year reign? This guy. Very grainy picture. And the correct answer is Bashar al-Assad. So al-Assad, I think you were typing fast and you were very I'm going to give this to you because I assume you just slipped your finger on it. This is close enough for me. Bashar al-Assad, I'm giving you credit for this. Bashar al-Assad. Al-Drissa, I'm sorry, that's a little too far. And these are incorrect. So a lot of people getting points on this one for al-Assad. And our top 5 leaderboard, Adam Fine comes back into the top 5. Very fast on the typing there. Question number 14, we're typing another answer again. In a controversial move, Ethiopia has negotiated a Red Sea port at Berbera from what breakaway region? This has been a really big source of tension in East Africa this year, is Ethiopia wanting access to the sea. This is probably going to be a tough one. Interested to see what the answers are going to be. So the correct answer is Somaliland. Let me, hold on, review answers. Somaliland, this is close. It wasn't Somalia. It is specifically Somaliland, which is a breakaway region as not recognized. Oh, wait, review answers. Did someone else say Somalia? Oh, no. Somalia doesn't count. Okay, cancel. So yeah, Somaliland is a breakaway region within Somalia. It's not recognized by UN member states. They are trying to gain recognition, and they're the ones who gave Ethiopia access to the sea. John moves up into third place. Juliet back into the top 5. The next one is a quiz, multiple choice quiz. In July, Masoud Pezeshkian became the new president of what country after Ibrahim Raisi was killed in a helicopter crash? Was it Iran, Iraq, Jordan, or Yemen? All right, so the correct answer is Iran. Masoud Pezeshkian is now the president of Iran. Jordan, not a bad guess. And that was after their president was killed. All right, top 5 remains static. Going into question number 16, a little bit of a thinker for this one. Another multiple choice quiz. All of the following countries gained a female head of state in 2024, except Mexico, Thailand, Iceland, or Finland? Wow, well done. I thought this was going to throw more people off. So Mexico obviously has a female head of state now. That's Claudia Sheinbaum, which you can see there. Thailand, the daughter of Thaksin Shinawatra, Paetongtarn Shinawatra, is now the prime minister of Thailand. Iceland also gained a female head of state. And in Finland, I believe Opiri was elected last year. Ezgi very fast on the buzzer. Now supersedes Rowan and takes that first place lead going into our back stretch of questions. Malta, welcome back to the top 5. Question number 17. Indonesia celebrated its first Independence Day in its new capital. What is that new capital called? It's not completely ready yet, but they still celebrated Independence Day anyway. I will be very lenient on spelling. He's very pretty. All right, so let's review some answers. The correct answer is Nusantara. This is close enough for me. Nusantra, I'm not gonna give it to you because I do kind of need the separation of syllables. Nusantara. Nustana, I'm not gonna give it to you either. So I will take these answers. Nusantara is the correct answer. All right, so with that, top 5 remains static. Going into question number 18, multiple choice quiz. Who has Donald Trump named for Secretary of Treasury? He has promised to raise tariffs in just about every direction. Is it Russell T. Vought, Scott Bessent, Billy Long, or John Phelan? Reviewed this recently in You Oughta Know, and I think I used this exact same picture as well. His name is Scott Bessent. He's also a billionaire. He's also openly gay, but he is the current appointee, not yet confirmed, for Secretary of Treasury. And with that, Colette and Adam come back into the top 5. This next one is going to be a puzzle. This is going to be a big separator. This is going to be a tough one. So you'll have 30 seconds to think about it. Please arrange for me the following Nobel Peace Prize winners from most recent at the top, least recent at the bottom. So we have the Center for Civil Liberties Memorial, Ales Bialystsky. We have Maria Ressa and Dmitry Muratov. We have Nihon Hidankyo, and we have Narj Mohammadi. This is supposed to be a hard one. I suspect maybe only 1 or 2 players will get this correct. Hey, 5 players got this correct, superseding my expectations. Well done. So Nihon Hidankyo, they won this year. They are the Japanese anti-nuclear organization. Narges won, Mohammadi won last year. This was the Ukraine year. So this was a lot having to do fighting for, justice and free speech in Ukraine. And then 2021, Maria Ressa and Dmitry Muratov were 2 journalists who both won the Peace Prize. With that, remain static after all. All right, next, we're typing in an answer, question 20. Speaking of Nobel laureates, what Nobel Peace Prize winner leads the interim government of Bangladesh? Spent a lot of time covering this country, and you ought to know this year. They had a very tumultuous year this year. So his name is Muhammad Yunus. I will also accept this as correct as well. So a lot of you got just Yunus, but Muhammad Yunus is the current interim leader of Bangladesh. And that keeps our top 5 static. Question 21, going into our final 5 questions. We're typing an answer. In October, the UK announced that it would be ceding the Chagos Islands back to what Indian Ocean nation? You can see their famous trench here. This one was hopefully easy for our Brits. Seychelles, Comoros, Maldives, all good guesses. The correct answer is Mauritius, is what is getting the Chagos Islands back. Adam bumps himself up into 4th place. All right, this one's also toughy. Another puzzler. This one, maybe only 2 people will get right. Put in order the following prime ministers of Japan from most recent to least recent. Most recent coming first, least recent going last. Yeah, so Bangladesh had a very tricky year. Japan also had a very tumultuous, a lot of people had tumultuous years, a lot of turnover this year. Hey, 5 people got it right. Not just 2. Well done. So Ishiba is the current prime minister. He replaced Kishida after Kishida resigned earlier this summer. Before Kishida was Suga. And then, years and years ago, Abe Shinzo was the prime minister. And with that, Malta comes back into the top 5. Question number 23 is a multiple choice quiz. The Gen Z protests took place in what African country? Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua was impeached in October. Was it Namibia, Mozambique, Kenya, or Uganda? The Gen Z protests, they were very unhappy about a tax plan that the president, William Ruto, had put forth. The correct answer is Kenya. Nicely done. And Adam now enters the top 3. Very nicely done. All right, final 2 answers. This one's also very tough as well. You're typing and answer question 24. What architect of the October 7th attacks was appointed political chief of Hamas in August? He was shortly thereafter assassinated in October. If you took the New York Times Faces quiz, he was also on this as well. So a lot of people guessed Haniyeh. Ismail Haniyeh was the former chief of Hamas. That is not a bad guess. The correct answer is Yahya Sinwar. So let me see if anyone, Emil Yunus, not the Bangladeshi guy. No, so Yahya Sinwar are the only acceptable answer. And with that, John bumps up into 3rd place. Charlie comes back into the top 5 on the leaderboard. Last question of round 1, question number 25. The Bektashi Order is a Vatican-style Muslim enclave being created in what capital city? Is it Tirana, Baku, Pristina, or Skopje? So they're gonna probably have their own little sovereign state, potentially, if this goes through. And this is going to be in the capital of Albania, Tirana. Hey, 13 of you got that right. Very nicely done. And with that ends round 1. In 3rd place, we had John. Ended up on the podium. Well done. In 2nd place was Rowan. Very nicely done. A perfect score there. And in 1st place was Ezgi. Very nicely done after round 1. Runners up, we had Adam Fine in 4th and Charlie Fritz in 5th. If you thought round 1 was hard, don't worry, that was the hardest round. Well, depending on your specialty areas. That was definitely meant to be difficult. Hopefully round 2, round 3, we'll have more accessible material. If you're more of a sports guy, if you're more of a pop culture guy, that was very focused. Let's go ahead and get started. Best of luck on round number 2. We're kicking it off, business, sports, science, and tech. Hopefully starting you off a little more accessibly for round number 2. Question number 1, multiple choice. In May, Congress passed a bill to ban TikTok in the United States unless what parent company was able to sell it? Was it Tencent, Alibaba, ByteDance, or Pinduoduo? ByteDance was the correct answer, and it looks like Donald Trump is trying to like put a stay in that order, so we'll see what happens. Derek was the fastest on the buzzer there. Then we have Akos in second place, Rowan, Adam, and Miranda. Question number 2 is typing your answer. In June, Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams were stranded at what location? Just give me the 3-letter abbreviation. Hopefully the picture helps. The correct answer is the ISS International Space Station. And with that, Maria says also a January movie that no one saw ISS. Correct as well. Question number 3, another quiz question. Speaking of space, what country became the 5th country to land a spacecraft on the moon with its slim lunar lander? Was it India, Japan, UAE, or South Korea? India was the negbait there. India was the 4th country to land a craft on the moon. That was last year in 2023. In January of this year, this is slim. This is from JAXA, the Japanese space agency, and they are the ones who were the 5th country to land on the moon. Going into question number 4, another multiple choice question. John J. Hopfield and Geoffrey E. Hinton controversially won the Nobel in Physics for breakthroughs in what field? Was it microRNA, artificial intelligence, proteins, the prosperity gap between nations? Yeah, microRNA is not a bad guess. I believe those guys won for physiology or medicine. But these guys controversially won the Nobel in physics because they led breakthroughs in machine learning and artificial intelligence, and a lot of people were upset and they were like, that's not physics. So they got the Nobel Prize in Physics. Ben shoots up into second place. Hooray, Ben! Now your app is working. John and Ezgi join us in the top 5. Juliet in 3rd. Next, we're typing an answer. Speaking of AI, what 4-letter term has been given to describe the low-quality media made from generative AI? This is Shrimp Jesus, which was a major meme this year. I did not cover and you ought to know, but this was a whole thing and is an example of what I'm talking about. We have a lot of, hold on, I want to look at these answers. It's funny. Scum, brat, junk, blob, meps. I don't know what that means. The correct answer, though, is slop. AI slop is just kind of all of the crap that gets generated. Shrimp Jesus was very much an example of AI slop. Chuck joins us in the top 5, and John rounds out the 5th there. Next one is a true or false. I believe it's the only true or false question I have in this entire game. The US saw a major decrease in overdose deaths from fentanyl this year. True or false? Ooh, so a couple people went false, which is, it's not wrong to be pessimistic. Yeah, the United States actually saw an 18% decrease in fentanyl deaths, thanks in large part to Narcan and its wide availability and being able to prevent people from ODing on fentanyl. And with that, Juliet, our Brit, moves up into second place. Okay, now let's get some sports in here. A quiz, question number 7. All of the following were hockey firsts this year, except which one? Minnesota won the Walter Cup, Edmonton won the Stanley Cup, Connor McDavid won the Conn Smythe Trophy, I spelled that wrong, and Utah Hockey Club started playing in the NHL. Yeah, a little tricky. So, Minnesota won the Walter Cup. The Walter Cup is the women's professional hockey league. They were the inaugural winners. Connor McDavid was on the losing team of the Stanley Cup this year, but he still won the MVP award. Edmonton has won plenty of Stanley Cups before, but they did not win the Stanley Cup this year. The Florida Panthers won the Stanley Cup this year. And then, indeed, the Utah Hockey Club has started playing games in the NHL. Top 5 remains static. Next, question 8, another quiz. Ilona Mayer became a pop culture sensation at the 2024 Olympics. She also won a bronze medal in what sport? Was it rugby, soccer, field hockey, or volleyball? I think this is the fastest we got 18 people in. Hey, I think this is the first one where everyone has got it correct. Yay, good job. When I play tested this, a couple people thought soccer. Correct answer is rugby. Our leaderboard remains static. All right, next one, question 9. We are pinning an answer, our first pin answer for this round. What country beat England in the Euros this year? Players from this country also won the Ballon d'Or and the Ballon d'Or Feminine. A couple of you guys guessed France. Not a bad guess, friend. The French are also. Oh no, I think my map extended too wide. Uh-oh. How do I? Okay, well, someone extra got points that they shouldn't have, but yes, the correct answer was Spain. I had to set these boxes and it was hard not to set it too wide, but yeah, the correct answer is Spain ended up winning. Rodri won the Ballon d'Or. And Bonmati, I think, won the Ballon d'Or Feminine this year. Regardless, that does not change our top 5. Top 5 remains the same. All right, question 10 is typing an answer. What is the name of the highly hyped augmented reality headset and spatial computer released by Apple in February? You can see it here. I don't know if any of you guys got to use one or have friends who own one. I've heard it's very clunky, but it's good for productivity. So the correct answer is Apple Vision Pro is what it's called. I would have accepted just the Vision Pro. I will accept that. Oculus, no, sorry. Apple Glass, Alexia, funny. Apple Vision, I'm going to ask for Apple Vision Pro. Apple Visor, not a bad guess either. So a lot of people end up getting points for Apple Vision Pro. All right. Ooh, change up in the standings. So Chuck jumps up into second place from that. John comes up into fourth place, and Ben and Juliet round out our top 5. Question 11. Your next quiz question. In July, what company announced it would be taking over Paramount in an $8 billion deal? Was it CBS Viacom, NBC Universal, Skydance, or Annapurna Pictures? Really major Hollywood merger this year. It was Skydance. Skydance is owned by David Ellison, who is the son of billionaire Larry Ellison of Oracle. Annapurna is actually owned by his daughter, Meg Ellison. But Skydance is taking over Paramount, wreaking havoc in Hollywood. Rowan maintains their lead. John moves up into third, and Juliet bumps herself up into fourth. All right. Question number 12, another quiz question. The following is the logo for what major Chinese e-commerce brand known for its cheap products? Is it Shein, Etsy, Wish, or Temu? The orange logo. If you've used this site, you've probably seen it. Shein is not a bad guess. That's the other major Chinese e-commerce retailer. No, Temu. Cheap Temu products everywhere. And that's what that orange is. With that, Juliet goes up into third place, Ben back up into fourth, and John rounds out the top 5 leaderboard. Question 13, another sports question. Arina Sabalenka and Jannik Sinner both won what 2 Grand Slams this year? Did they both win the Australian Open and French Open, the Australian Open and US Open, the French Open and Wimbledon, or Wimbledon and the US Open? So they are known as the kings and queens of the hard court because they won the first Grand Slam of the year and they won the last Grand Slam of the year. They both won the Australian Open and the US Open. Ooh, Ben was very fast on his app there. Comes up into third place, John, and fourth, and rounding out the top 5 is Juliet. Next, Another pinning the answer. This one's harder if you do or do not know your European map. For the third time, the NBA MVP award went to a player from what country? So this is a map of Eastern Europe. That NBA MVP is Nikola Jokic, who is from Serbia. Could you identify where Serbia was on a map? Those players could, 12 people could. That's where Serbia is, and they are getting the points for that. And with that, Ezgi comes back into the top 5. Ben is making a comeback with 3 in a row. I don't think Ben's making a comeback. He's been on the top 5 for a while now. All right, question 15, multiple choice. In September, Pavel Durov, the CEO of what social media platform, was arrested, leading to a row over free speech. Was it Telegram, Truth Social, Blue Sky, or Mastodon? Almost a social, almost with everyone getting it. So Pavel Durov was the CEO of Telegram. He was arrested and held responsible for things happening on his platform in September. Question 16, kind of a sports question. What 18-year-old recently became the youngest ever world chess champion? I'm not going to try pronouncing all of these names, but one of them is pictured here. The correct answer is Gukesh D, 18-year-old and way too accomplished for his age, already a world chess champion. These other names, Ramesh is Prague. He's better known as Prague. He is an Indian chess prodigy. Vaishali is actually his sister, and she's very good as well. And then Viswanathan Anand was a previous Indian world chess champion, but not the current one. John jumps up into third place there. 17, we're typing an answer. I love this photo so much. What are the rhyming surnames of the 2 American gymnasts seen bowing to Rebecca Andrade in this iconic Olympic moment? The Olympics were so good this year. So their names were, let's review these answers. They were Simone Biles and Jordan Chiles. Bilks, not quite there. Biles and Giles. Chiles and Biles, that is correct. Biles and Lyle. Biles and Chiles, that is correct. And not correct. So all of these people got points for their answers. And what does that do to our leaderboard? Ben jumps back up into third place. All right, question 18. We're typing in an answer again. Microsoft signed a 20-year deal to restart the nuclear plant at what location to help power AI and computing programs? That location is pictured here. That is not Fukushima or Chernobyl. That is 3 Mile Island in the United States of America. People were nervous and also excited that 3 Mile Island is coming back. Top 5 remains static going into question number 19. By coastal elitism, LA or New York sports teams won championships in all of the following leagues this year, except which? Was it the MLB, the WNBA, the NWSL, or the MLS? The correct answer is the NWSL. So the MLB, the World Series, was won by the LA Dodgers. The WNBA was won by the New York Liberty this year. The MLS, pictured here, LA Galaxy won the MLS Cup this year, while the NWSL was won by Orlando, I believe, this year. Ooh, with that, Charlie fast on the button, jumps up into first. Derek comes back up into the top 5 and lands himself at 4th place. Question number 20. Recently appeared in YOK, what Swiss sportswear brand has become a major player in the running shoes market? Pictured as Zendaya in their ads. Is it Hoka, On, Brooks, or Saucony? Yeah, I purposely put Saucony as negbait because I thought it sounded like it could be French, but they're in fact American, I believe. Hoka is the New Zealand brand. That's not a bad guess. Very comfortable shoes. But On is that Swiss sportswear brand. Ooh, another big change in the leaderboard. Derek up into 3rd place, Ezgi into 4th, and Miranda, hey, good to see you, Miranda, makes an appearance in the top 5. All right, question 21. If you've been paying attention, you know I have loved the following sports movement very dearly. The following iconic shooters from the 2024 Olympics both have first names that start with what letter of the alphabet? Just need to put in one letter. The South Korean person mothered very hard, and the Turkish person on the right gave off strong dad vibes, both serving. The correct answer is Y. So Yeji Kim and Yusuf Dikesh were the 2 correct answers there. And with that, Miranda moves up into 4th, and John comes back into the top 5 leaderboard. All right. Last few questions here. We're typing an answer on question 22. What brand of nicotine pouches have become a cultural touchstone and a symbol of conservative masculinity? Pictured here. Tucker Carlson is a very big fan of these nicotine pouches. Yeah, this was a hard one. So they let's see. Jewel, I'll give it to you for Zin. The correct answer is Zin. But yeah, they're Zin pouches. Zin, close enough. Mother Tuckers, no. Not Zool, not Trab, not Zoe. Ew, also correct. But yeah, they're known as Zin nicotine pouches. And yeah, apparently very, very popular. With that, Will, hey, welcome Will to the top 5 leaderboard, jumps into the top 5. Charlie maintains his streak at first. Number 23 is a slider question. There is a range. If you get anywhere plus or minus 10 within the range, you will get points on this one. So you don't have to be exact. Your slider question, Juan Soto just signed the most expensive contract in baseball in millions. How much is that contract worth? Plus or minus $10 million within the range will get you points. All right. The correct answer is this contract was worth $765 million. If you got plus or minus 10 within that range, you will be awarded points. So 765 was right. And yes, oh man, that was only 2 got exactly 765, but right. If you got anything around here, you still got points for it as well. Good job. With that, Will jumps up into 4th, going into our final 2 questions of round 2. Question 24 is another puzzle question. You'll be sliding a puzzler around. Please rank the number of wins each athlete has achieved from most to least. So we have Charles Leclerc wins at Monaco Grand Prix, Carlos Alcaraz Grand Slam wins, Patrick Mahomes Super Bowl wins, and Katie Ledecky gold medals. Most should be first, and the least should be at the bottom. Hey, very well done on this. So Katie Ledecky has the most, she has 9 gold medals. Carlos Alcaraz has 4 Grand Slam wins. Patrick Mahomes has won 3 Super Bowls. And I made a big deal of this year, but Charles Leclerc won his first Monaco Grand Prix this year. Very excitingly. All right. And our final question. This is definitely a tough one. This appeared in the newsletter at the beginning of the year. We'll see if anyone remembers it. A very hard tech business question. What is the 4-letter name of the Dutch firm that holds a monopoly on a key link in semiconductors? It is one of Europe's most valuable companies. And it's only 1 letter off from ASMR, a favorite of mine. All right, so ASMR, not a bad guess. I do love ASMR. Lynn, indeed. AMSL, very close, but not correct. No, brat, ouch, clog. Very, very funny. Unfortunately, I can only accept ASML. Here is that Dutch firm. 3 people got it. I am very impressed. We're about to find out who they are because they'll probably be on the podium. In 3rd place, we have Derek ends up on the podium with ASML. In 2nd place, Chuck. And winning round 2 was Rowan. Very well done to them. Very nicely done. Runners up, we have Will Weiss ended up in 4th and Miranda in 5th. That was round 2. Let's go ahead and started with our final round here. Best of luck. Round 3, our pop culture round. Here we go. Question number 1. And typing an answer. The following color has become synonymous with what 4-letter word? You knew I was going to open with this. This is, in fact, brat green. I assume you were just going fast and you had a typo there. Everyone gets points for brat or brat. All right, going to question number 2 is a quiz question. Which of the following films did not have a sequel in 2024? Was it Gladiator, Beetlejuice, Inside Out, or Mean Girls? It was indeed Mean Girls. So Gladiator 2 came out, Beetlejuice. We had Inside Out 2. And this is from Mean Girls, the movie musical, not a sequel, but an adaptation of a Broadway musical of an adaptation of a film. Oh, Akos up in 1st place after 2 questions. Nicely done, nicely done. All right, question number 3, another quiz question. There were 2 major Oz's this year. One was played by Jeff Goldblum in Wicked, the other by what actor in The Penguin? So Tom Hardy, Colin Farrell, Cillian Murphy, or Barry Keoghan? Which British-Irish actor? Colin Farrell is the correct answer, and almost unrecognizable in the makeup and costuming. Very good performance this year. Miranda, hey, up in 1st after 3 questions. Hold on, let me stop share and reshare because I want to be able to see the chat, and I gotta unshare to pop that out. Okay, now I have the chat, and here we go. Back to the game. Okay, great. Next is typing an answer. What Netflix show was embroiled in controversy when the real-life Martha sued creator Richard Gag? Derek said it was pronounced Keoghan. That makes sense. This television show was known not as Friends, unfortunately, or Heathers, or The Perfect Couple. This is Baby Reindeer is the correct answer. We have interesting shakeup. So Miranda maintains lead, then Ben jumps up into 2nd place. Akos, Shreyas, welcome to the top 5. And Derek up in 5th. Question number 5, you're typing another answer. Let him blank has become a Gen Alpha imperative to let someone excel at what they're good at. What word fills the blank? This is the original meme where it comes from. The correct answer is let him. Oh, I want to see these funny answers. It's let him cook. Let him cook is what the kids are saying these days. Let him live. Oh man, yeah, indeed. Let him go and riz flex. Not bad. Yeah, you gotta let a man cook. To let him do his thing. And with that, Derek jumps up into third, and Rowan now up into the top 5 leaderboard. Question 6. A classic line from a 1999 film is the opening lyric of what 2024 Billboard #1 hit? Is it Yes and, Not Like Us, Fortnite, or I Had Some Help? Yeah, so the picture clue there is The Sixth Sense, and the opening line of Not Like Us is, Psst, I see dead people. And with that, interesting shake up in the standings. Rowan up into third, Julia into fourth. Akos, top 5, welcome back. Question number 7, a quiz question. In which Chapel Roan song do people do a YMCA-like dance, spelling out the letters of the title? Is it Good Luck Babe, Pink Pony Club, Red Wine Supernova, or Hot to Go? Yeah, it's HOTTOGO is the correct answer. Hot to Go will get you points there. Top 5 remain static. Question number 8, another quiz question. The movie pictured below was directed by the same man who directed which of the following films? Was it All of Us Strangers, After Sun, Poor Things, or Call Me By Your Name?
Did I know this one?
Yes, indeed. You did know this one, perhaps. So the movie pictured here is Challengers, which was directed by Luca Guadagnino, who has perhaps made his name, not perhaps made his name, he made his name with the movie Call Me By Your Name. No worries, Rowan. With that, though, Rowan moves up into second, and then Igos in third, Derek in fourth, Juliet in fifth, going into question number 9. Another quiz question. Which of the following is not a lyric in Sabrina Carpenter's hit song, Espresso? Is it I'm working late because I'm a singer? Don't embarrass me, motherfucker. I know I mountain do it for you. Or switch it up like Nintendo? Requires you to have actually listened to the song. Yeah, hey, very well done. So, Don't Embarrass Me, Motherfucker is from her other big hit this year, Please, Please, Please. Oh, with that, Derek moves up into third. Adam Susan says, stop the game now because he is in the top 5. Leaderboard, question number 10, another quiz question. The film Emilia Perez won the Cannes Award for Best Actress, but who actually plays the title character Emilia Perez? Is it Zoe Saldana, Selena Gomez, Carla Sofia Gascon, or Adriana Paz? Yeah, so a lot has been made. A lot of to-do has been made about the ensemble of this film, but it's not the bigger names, Zoe or Selena. It is, in fact, Spanish trans actress Carla Sofia Gascon, who plays Emilia Perez herself. Whoa, shake up there. Rowan shoots up into first, Derek in second. Adam, now we want to stop the game, Adam. Top 3, Ezgi in fourth, and Juliet in fifth. Going into question number 11, another quiz question. Which of the following artists had a #1 hit interpolating Jaquan's Tipsy this year? Was it Benson Boone, Miles Smith, Shabuzi, or Khruangbin? Oh, almost perfect. It was Shabuzi who had the hit song, a bar song, in parentheses, Tipsy. Nicely done. And our top 5 remains static. Question 12, we are typing an answer here. What competition show hosted by Alan Cumming won the Emmy for Outstanding Reality Competition Program? You can see it pictured there. major reality show hit this year? And the answer is The Traitors. Haunted, not a bad guess. Oh, wait. Who said Traitors? Traitors. Yes, all of you people are getting points as well. A lot of people were able to get Traitors. And with that, Ezgi moves up into third. All right, question 13. You're typing an answer. Some people hated this thing. Some people have attempted it themselves. What word is used to describe not consuming any media on a flight and just staring at the flight map the whole time? I thought I had been doing this my whole life, but I actually sleep on flights, which doesn't count. So, unfortunately, this practice is known as raw dogging. Raw dogging a flight. Yes, a typo here. Raw dogging, also accepting. Disassociating, not bad. Map napping is funny. But raw dogging a flight is what it's known as. Has anyone here ever done that? I don't know I would survive. Nicely done. Top 5 stay static. Question 14. We're typing an answer again. Will Mom Talk survive this? Is a viral question from a Hulu reality show called The Secret Lives of Whom? You can see them glamorously done up in this photo. So that show was called The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is the correct answer. Not sister wives or army wives, not just Mormons. It was Mormon wives. Well done. Ooh, Chuck comes back into the top 5 and is now in 4th place after that question. Going to question 15. Which Nepo baby plays the younger version of Demi Moore in the body horror movie The Substance? Is it Margaret Qualley, Allison Williams, Maya Hawke, or Dakota Johnson? It is indeed. That is Margaret Qualley, who is the daughter of Andy McDowell. I've seen a lot of people joke, if The Substance made me look like Margaret Qualley, I too would also have taken it. And top 5 remain static. Question 16, another quiz question. Which of the following Tony Awards from 2024 is matched up correctly? Stereophonic wins Best Play, Suffs wins Best Musical, Rachel McAdams wins Best Actress in Mary Jane, or Cabaret wins Best Revival of a Musical. Yeah, so these other ones were a little misleading. No one chose Suffs. Outsiders won Best Musical. Cabaret didn't win Best Revival of a Musical. That went to Merrily We Roll Along. But Stereophonic did indeed win Best Play, and I believe this is them on stage. Oh, wait, no. This is The Outsiders on stage winning their Best Musical Tony. So that was a giveaway that B was not the correct answer there. All right, this next one I have a feeling is going to knock out a lot of players. We'll see. Question 17. In July, a lavish wedding with a $600 million price tag was thrown by an Indian family with what surname? If you didn't know someone who knew someone at this family, were you even in the know in India? I have a friend whose uncle went to this wedding, and afterwards he was like, oh, they're just so humble. And it's like, they spent $600 million on a wedding. I don't think humble is the correct answer to describe the Ambanis. Yeah, this was a tough one. Ambani's not in the know. All of these, not bad. Not bad attempts, but Ambani is the correct answer there. Ooh, and with that, hey, Shreyas comes back into the top 5 with Ambani wedding knowledge. Question number 18, a quiz question. Which of the following artists did not release a country album this year? Was it Beyonce, Post Malone, Zach Bryan, or Lana Del Rey? So the correct answer is Lana Del Rey. Beyonce obviously released Cowboy Carter, which you can see there. Post Malone released a country album called F1 Trillion. Zach Bryan is a country artist who did release a country album. Lana Del Rey has a planned country album, but it's coming out 2025. Maria, No Love for Young Gravy country album, sir. I am not aware of that one. Very exciting. With that, Derek pops into first, Chuck into second, Rowan into third. All right, we're doing a slider one now. Puzzle. Put in order the following Glenn Powell films from most recent at the top to least recent at the bottom. We have Set It Up, Twisters, Anyone But You, and Top Gun Maverick are your choices. Glenn Powell had a big year this year, kind of our breakout actor star. Yeah, this was a little bit of a tough one. So Twisters came out this year. That was another major sequel this year. Anyone But You was end of last year, but its cultural relevance kind of carried over into the beginning of this year. This is from Top Gun Maverick, which was 2022, and then Set It Up is one of his earliest films from 2014. Aiko says, it's the year of the Glennaissance, indeed. So much love for Spy Kids 3 came over. With that, Eski moves into third, Shreyas into fourth, and Rowan in fifth. All right, question 20. You knew at least one question had to do with the girls, and by the girls, I mean all of the following Blackpink girls released a solo single this year, except for whom? Whom was quiet? Jennie, Jisoo, Lisa, or Rosé? And I hope the media was not misleading, but that is Lisa performing Rockstar at Victoria's Secret fashion show, which I included just because this catwalk lives rent-free in my head at all times. Jisoo was the only one who did not release a major solo single this year. Jennie released Mantra, Rosé released Apata, which is kind of ubiquitous and also hit the Billboard Hot 100 as well. Hey, I love that Chuck knows some things about the Blackpink girls. So does Rowan, apparently. So does Maria. Enters our top 5. Derek shot down by the girls, indeed. Shreya says pop culture over everything else. Okay, now we're getting hard. I think this next one's going to be hard. Number 21, you're typing an answer. Who is the host of Chicken Shop Date? Her interview with Andrew Garfield this year went viral for their flirtation. I'll play a clip right now.
In my private life.
This is what she looks like.
Go on. I'm
really?
actually.
Are you?
I'm more private than you.
Go on then.
Actually.
Tell me. Go on.
Have you ever seen me with anyone? No.
That doesn't mean that you're private. It
does.
just means you're not with anyone.
Very good. So the correct here, I'll give credit for spelling. Her name is Amelia Dimoldenberg. Yes, I'll give credit. Diamond DeBur. Not quite. Long last name. And Amy something. Riseborough, Louis Theroux, Dimolden. Very close, very close. Yes, I will give credit for this misspelling, but Amelia Dimoldenberg is her name, and very funny celebrity interviews that I enjoy. Rowan moves up into second and Juliet up into fifth, back onto the top 5 leaderboard. This next one is a slider. You were told there would be no math. That's not true. There's a little bit of math. So be prepared to do some mental calculations in your head. She's looking for a man in finance, trust fund, blue eyes. How tall does he need to be in inches? And you have to be exact. I'm not giving a range on this one. So she's looking for a man in finance, trust fund, blue eye, 6'5", is the correct answer, which means 77 inches is how tall her man needs to be. I believe there were only like 6 people in the entirety of the United States who fit that description. Juliet moves up into 4th place after that. Because says discrimination to Canadians. Sad. Question 23. This appeared in a very recent issue. What is the first name of this YouTuber who has created a sprawling children's media empire? Came to my attention this year because I have a lot of friends who have babies now, and every time I go over to their place, this person is always on in the background. Her name is Miss Rachel. Miss Rachel is correct. It's not Bluey or Mrs. Beast. That's very funny. No, her first name is just Rachel. Hey, but a lot of you got that correct. Very well done. And our top 5 remain static going into our final 2 questions of round 3. Question 24, multiple choice. Which of the following Hollywood actors made their Broadway debut this year? Was it RDJ and McNeil, George Clooney in Good Night and Good Luck, Sarah Snook in Picture of Dorian Gray, or Tom Holland in Romeo and Juliet? Yeah, this one definitely was a big separator. So the media there, this is Robert Downey Jr. in McNeil, but his back is facing us. George Clooney and Sarah Snook are both appearing in these respective plays, but their Broadway debut will appear in spring of 2025. They haven't come to Broadway yet. And Tom Holland did appear in Romeo and Juliet, but that was on West End and not Broadway. So a tough one. Oh my goodness. Rowan now jumps back into first, Juliet in third, and Maria back into our top 5. Going into our final question, we are pinning an answer one more time. Final question of the prelims. Here we go. What US state is a Gen Alpha slang word to describe something weird, crazy, or bizarre? I'm so curious to see what the wrong answers are going to be. I'm sorry to the Brits, I really tested your geography of America today. All right. A lot of people guess Florida. I had a feeling that's not a bad guess. Or Idaho. No, Ohio is the correct answer. Gen Alpha. If something is weird or crazy, oh, that's so Ohio. It's not Maine. And Florida is a very noble guess, but Ohio. Not living in your own private Idaho anymore. Our podium. In third place, we have Derek comes back into third on Ohio. Chuck ends up in second. And your winner of the pop culture round, though, was Rowan. Very well done to them. Okay, so one more time, please paste your round 3 scores into the Google Doc. Now we're going to take a 10-minute break while I tabulate scores, so feel free to go to the bathroom, get a drink of water, do what you will, and then I will announce who our top 6 finalists are going to be that will play in the finals. So again, though, for all of those of you who didn't or won't be making the finals, thank you so much for joining us, but I'll announce in about 10 minutes. So see you then.